What's up guys, so today I'm doing a different type of video. I want to talk about the new DLC that's coming out for Pokemon and also the new trailer that they just released. If you haven't seen that, I would definitely watch that before you watch this video, because there will be a lot of stuff that you will see in that trailer that might be spoiled in this video. Um, but I just want to talk through it. Obviously, the Isle Armor is the DLC that's coming out on June 15th. I am recording this on the 7th of June, so it's only 8 days from now. I will hopefully be playing it when it comes out, but it depends if I have enough money to pay for the season pass by then. I should do, hopefully, but if not, it will definitely be as soon as I possibly can. So obviously, here's a bit of the picture work for the Isle of Armor. As you can see, there's two types of the new Pokemon. You've got the Gigantamax Blastoise, Gigantamax Venusaur, and then I can't remember the new Pokemon's name. I will bring it up in a minute. So this is Kubfu, I've just seen in the corner, and this is Eurisifu, something like that. I don't know how to say that. But obviously this one, it's a bit more of a tropical, like, island bit. It's got more of a, like, Japanese vibe or Chinese vibe. As you can see, it looks really nice. As you know, if you've got the Pokemon Sword and Shield games already, Slowpoke's already available in the game. I quite like the new Galarian Slowpoke. I think he's quite cool. It's just a bit unique, and like they've not done much to him, but it was like it just makes him look a bit like cooler. So the first thing that's up, these are all the newly discovered Pokemon. We'll go through each one of them but I'll just scroll down to show you. If you're wondering where I'm getting this information on, it's just the Pokemon site. So first up is Kubfu. It is a fighting type Pokemon. The ability is Inner Focus. I don't quite know what that does. I won't go through that information, but overall, I think this is quite a cool Pokemon. It's quite unique as well. I think it's going to be quite powerful. I'm quite excited to use it, but the thing that excites me the most is the fact that when you evolve it, it turns into Urshifu, something like that, and it has two different forms. I think it depends on how you play the game, is what form you'll get. But as you can see, there's a single strike style form and a rapid strike style form. Then on the left is the single strike, on the right is the rapid strike. So the single strike is a fighting dark Pokemon, which is quite a unique type. Personally, that's what I would like to have, because I think the dark type there's not many Pokemon that are dark, but it is quite a useful type to have, because like something like Psychic, where it doesn't have many counters, is quite useful to have. And then this is another good type, fighting and water, as you can see. And overall, on the design, they're both cool, but I do think the single strike looks better as well. As you can see, this DLC is like based on martial arts. So they've both got Unseen Fist, as you can see. Feel free to pause the video and to read any of this information, but I'm not going to go through it. So it does count as a legendary Pokemon. I didn't know if it was going to count as a legendary, that's the thing. But I do think it's quite cool. They both have their unique abilities, as you can see. The single strike signature ability is Wicked Blow, and then on the rapid strike it's Surging Strikes. Oh, here we go. It says what Unseen Fist is. Unseen Fist is a new ability introduced with this expansion, and one that Single Strike, Style, and Rapid Strike have. The ability lets the Pokemon deal damage when it attacks with moves that make direct contact, even if the target defends itself by using moves like Protect. I have heard about what this does, which I think is going to be a major thing for like competitive, because if you can't protect, like this is going to be a massive counter to it. Um, I know that the Gigantamax forms, they will also, the Unseen Fist works for them, so even if someone uses Max Protect in the Gigantamax forms, it will counter that, which I think is massive. In my opinion, these two are going to be a must. Well, one of them is going to be a must in your team, just for that counter. As you can see, like, this is the dark type, this is the water type. Again, like, really cool signs. I personally see maybe, I do see the fight and water type being used, but I prefer fight and dark because I do think there's a lot of water types that you can use in your team. But yeah, so that's all for the new Pokemon Urshifu. I'll hopefully learn it by the time it comes out. As you can see, using its new moves, but excited to give them a try. So these are the next Pokemon. This is the one that's not going to be in this DLC. This will be in the Crown Tundra DLC. And this is Psychic Grass Pokemon, which is quite a cool DLC. And its category is called King Pokemon. Apparently, it's like basically in charge. And look, as you can see, it's said to see every past, present, and future event. I think this is going to be quite a cool. I don't think it's going to be a powerful Pokemon, but it might be quite a cool, like, unique support Pokemon. As you see, like at the moment, a lot of people use something like, is it Intelion, the EV evolution, and like there's loads of, every team's got a support Pokemon basically because it will just help protect everything. So here's one of the new Reggies, Reggie Lackey. This one I'm not that sure about. I think it's quite a cool design, but for me it's too similar to what Rotom looks like. I still think it's going to be very cool, and I think you'll see some quite cool abilities that it's going to have. As you can see, it's got its signature move, Thunder Cage, which looks pretty cool. I think hopefully it's going to be one that, so as you can see, it will trap within an electric cage, causing damage every 4 to 5 turns, and preventing them from fleeing, which is quite a cool move. And again, for like competitive, that will be quite useful because if you've got a Pokemon in there that's quite low, or a Pokemon that you don't want to switch out, you could use this to set up them not being able to switch that Pokemon and you being able to switch into another Pokemon, which will be quite a cool design. Then the next one, this is one of my favourites I've seen so far, is the other new Reggie, is Reggie Drago. This is the dragon type. As you can see on the design, it's actually just a dragon's face. That's the bottom jaw, that's the top jaw, and he uses them as arms. But its ability is really cool. When it uses its ability, as you can see, that's what it says here. It turns into a full dragon, basically. Not full dragon, but it like the face of a dragon, and uses it as a hyper beam kind of move. But as you can see, the Pokemon assumes a shape similar to a dragon's head, then fires intense dragon energy from its mouth. The more HP the user has remaining, the higher the move's power. So I can see this Pokemon being quite a good Pokemon early game. But like if you've got it with low health, that move's not going to be very useful. It still probably do quite a bit of damage, but it's more like early damage basically. So anyway, next we got some new Gigantamax forms. We got the starters first. So Rhylaboom, you've probably seen these ones because these ones been out for ages, but I think Rhylaboom's is probably, in my opinion, one of... I'm not that keen on it. I don't like the... A lot of people like the drum set, but I don't. I don't know what it is about it. I just think it's a bit... like... This was my starter I picked. So I picked Grookey at the start, and then I ended up with Rhylaboom at the end. I think it's a cool, unique thing, and I do like how like a few Pokemon have got these like unique like Toxtricity has got the guitar on his belly. I think his is cool because it's just a bit like it's not obvious, whereas this one I'm not that keen on. I think if it was maybe like he could grow out trees and a drum set would appear, that would be more cool. But I don't like how it's always there. But then saying that, like I still think it's a cool Pokemon. I still think it is a good design, just not my personal design. As you can see, like not a surprise what the move's going to be. Is it's going to be to do with his drums. I think it'll be very similar to his signature move anyway. But as you can see, G-Max Drum Solo is the signature move. Read up what it says. Beats with sticks. Drumming skill. It will make these tree roots deal a massive damage. Yeah, so in a way it just seems like a more powerful style of Fine Whip in a way. Might learn a bit more when it actually comes out. It doesn't say, because I know a lot of these moves, this move is more powerful than that for much and can also ignore any target's ability. Okay, that's quite unique actually. Next up is Cinderace. I do like his Gigantamax, but because he was very, like, yes, he is still standing on a fireball, and it is still to do with his design of being football, which I thought a lot of people don't like it because it was very like humanized, but I quite liked it because it obviously Galar region is based on Britain, which is I think is really cool because football was made from us, so I think it's quite a cool one. As you can see, Cinderace outstanding leg strength, which is not a surprise, as he is like a football Pokemon. G-Max Fireball is his ability, which is obviously it's going to be probably one of the most powerful fire moves in this. Cause an explosion when the fireball hits. This move is more powerful. So all of them seems like ignores the effects of the target's ability. And then the last one is Intelion. I think Inteleon's is quite cool, but I think whereas this one is obviously quite humanized, I think this one is too far. Like I get that, like yeah, like lizards do normally have like quite good eyesight, and he's meant to be a secret agent Pokemon, and like in a way he's meant to be like the James Bond of Pokemon. I think he's still cool, and I think he's one of my most used out of the starters. Like, if I went back through the game, well, saying that I do like Cinderace as well. Cinderace is probably my most used, saying that. But Intelion is still very good, and like Intellion's probably one of my favourite water type Pokemon at the moment because of how strong and accurate his moves are. As you can see, G-Max Hydro Snipe is his ability. Again, as all of them, this move also ignores any effects of the target's ability. It seems like they're all going to do a similar thing between the types, so that's quite cool because they're all like the same time you can get them, so I think that's cool. I do like the design of his, like the fact that he's on like a whirlpool and then sniping from the top. But again, like I don't know, there's something about it. So next is Venusaur. Now Venusaur's I think is pretty cool. I would have probably went something a bit different if I was designing it, like. But I do think it does show like, Venusaur's always been quite a bulky Pokemon, and I think the way they've shelled him is really cool. Obviously, Venusaur's going to be like, because he's a love Pokemon, being from the first gen. G-Max Fine Lash is his move. Doesn't just deal damage to any opponent, it will continue to deal damage for turns to any Pokemon that isn't Grass type. So it seems like this Pokemon's going to be very good if the other team doesn't have a Grass Pokemon. Also setting him up with something like a Trick Room would be pretty good because he's not the quickest of Pokemon. But last not least in the Gigantamax forms is probably my favourite one out of them all, is Blastoise. Now I just think like Blastoise is even cooler than what he could have been. Like, I didn't expect them to go this route, but they've turned him into like an artillery ship. And I think that's really cool, especially like it's just I think his animation is going to be amazing, and to see that in game will be even more incredible. And this effect, like if you watch the trailer, seeing that go off is amazing. So again, seems very much like I just thought it's very similar to Charizard's Gigantamax. Because Wildfire it does stay on turn, so with the Venusaur, and it is Venusaur, isn't it? Yeah, and Blastoise is going to be very similar, so it's like an area effect after you use the move, which will be very good. Um, I think out of all, even Charizard, I prefer Blastoise's design over Charizard's. Um, Obviously, it's your own opinion. Pick who you want to pick. I think he's the best, in my opinion. So next up is obviously the three legendary birds. Um, these are not going to be around until I'm pretty sure the Crown Tundra. Yeah, it is. As you can see, Cadbury, cruel Pokemon. He is now Psychic and Flying. Obviously, he used to be Ice and Flying. Well, I think the new designs of these birds are amazing. Only one that I would say is maybe not my favourite is Zapdos, which you'll see, but I think it is with what his abilities are. I think it's very cool. The fact that this is going to be a Psychic Pokemon, I think is going to be he's out of all of them. I think this is probably going to be the most used. The design again is really cool. The fact that he shoots lasers out of his eyes is amazing. Seems like very like X-Men vibe. But as you can see, like Freezing Glare is its signature move. So it's even though it's now Psychic, as you can see, it's still going to freeze enemies, which I think will be an amazing thing. Like to have a chance of leaving a target frozen would be crazy good with this move. Like, all these Pokemon I think are going to be very useful and competitive. I can see all of them being used. Only ones maybe not, like maybe these Gigantamax forms, but certain ones will, and they're all like valid Pokemon. It's just like they're already in competitive, and some of them aren't getting used enough anyway. But next up is Zapdos. Um, See, the only thing I don't like about Zapdos is I love the colour design. I think it's very cool, the black, orange, and yellow vibe. But it's the fact that his wings are so tiny. Um, and, like, it just looks like a chicken. Like, I know it's going for, like, a chicken ostrich fight, but, like, I still think it's a cool design, and in game it does look a bit cooler. But I don't know about it. It's not my favourite one out of them. As you can see, it's now fighting flying instead of lightning. I mean electric. But as you can see, all these birds have still got signature moves that relate to their old, like, not old forms, like their different forms that they had. So its signature move is Thunderous Kick. This move, lightning, like movement, delivering kick. This also lowers the target's defense stat, which will be quite a cool move. Very good if you've got something like, what's a bulky Pokemon that you could have, like maybe the Blastoise. If you had a Blastoise up against you, this move's going to be amazing. Like, fighting type, lowers defense. Well, actually, fighting type. Something even like, I can't think of anyone, but a bulky Snorlax, it'll be very good against. But again, all these Pokemon I think are very good, very useful. This is my favourite design out of them all. Like Galarian Moltres, just look how cool that looks. The red and black is amazing. Dark and flying, really cool type. Um, Again, obviously, you can tell that the ability is going to be to do with fire. Um, Transforms into a Wraith into a fire-like aura to attack. It may also leave them flinched, which is probably, in my opinion, the best one that you could have. The chances to flinch them, especially for free move, like, well, no, because it's not even Gigantamax, is it? Free moves, you could flinch them. That's amazing. Like, that's down by hands down my favourite out of them all. Last but least, you've probably seen this one because this one's been out for a little while now, but it's Galarian Slowbro. This one's again very cool. I think they've made it seem a little bit more like, obviously it's no longer water, it's poison. I think the subtle design is a lot cooler, and to have the shell on the hand is even cooler in my opinion, because it makes him seem really like strong. As obviously it gained the poison type from the shock of Shelder's bite, beat strong opponents to the draw. Signature move, Shell Sidearm. Poison type fires poisonous liquid from the tip of its arm. Inflicts either physical or special damage, depending on which will damage the target more. Which is a very cool move, because obviously something might have a higher special defense, so you're going to attack it with the other one. It's a very cool move, and as you can see, fires it out like a Mega Man character. But yeah, I think all these Pokemon are going to be really cool. The DLCs looks amazing. More excited for this DLC out of the two. As you can see, like, got all the 3 legendary birds there. Got the new legendary and the new Reggies down here. and by the looks of it, if you can see, you've got these temples, but it looks like all the legendaries are going to be available in these temples. So yeah, anyway, that's all for this. Hope you enjoyed this. If you want any more like this, just leave a comment down below, and I'll hopefully not stream this, but record all the DLC for you. And that's it.